Hey everybody, this is Dali Wolf, and I'm going to answer the 8 questions that Sam asked. The first question was, what is your favorite book? And my favorite book is The Red Tent by Anita Diamant. The book itself it's a historical fiction based on the character Diana from the Bible. In the Bible, her life is only briefly hinted at, and basically this book expands on what her life would have been like as a woman. This is pre-Judaism, okay, but it's still the God of Abraham had an influence over the men in this particular family, but the women still kind of held on to their more pagan beliefs and their pagan gods. And the red tent itself was the tent that the women would go into whenever they started their menstruation cycle. And often, just like in any household, the women in the house would all be on their period at the same time, so they'd all go inside this tent at the same time, and they'd spend time together bonding as women. So yeah, read it, it's really good. Okay, what was your favorite subject in school? Well, my favorite subject when I was in school was science. You know, all different kinds of sciences, astronomy, earth science, I loved it all. But on my own, as a grown-up here, outside of school, I've taken some time to get to know and to read about anthropology, specifically forensic anthropology, and the study of finding bones out in, you know, fossilized bones and determining if they're human or not human, or whatever. I also like reading about, this book is called Language and Communicative Practices. Can I communicate that? The study of language and how language evolved and moved from place to place, and how language changed as people migrated across Europe and Africa and even the Americas. I'm also interested in discovering our past through our genes, and mapping the human history is another thing I'm very, very interested in. And of course, archaeology. This is the Oxford's Companion to Archaeology. I just love this book. I have about 50 archaeology books downstairs, but this is probably one of my favorites right here. Okay. Where do you go to meditate? Well, let me take you to where I go to meditate. Okay, this is where I go to meditate. This is my Zen room. Normally I have a zabuton on the floor here, where this little pillow is, but my lovely cats peed on it, so it's in the wash right now. But yeah, Buddhism has a very direct influence on my thinking. So I surround myself with all different kinds of like Oriental and Buddhist type stuff. I have my little guys up there, and that's a statue that I made of Kuan Yin. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There's another Kuan Yin, and Kuan Yin, little Hotai, and these warrior guys, and then my temple bell, and there's another Kuan Yin back there, and my Zen Master, Zen Master Sun Song, and my Zen Buddhism 5 precepts paperwork with when I was given my name, Jamyong, which means bright light. And more decorative stuff. Here's my altar. My altar is kind of generic. Even though Buddha's on there, it's kind of a generic, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it, pagan altar. You know, I have represented on there the fire, water, earth, wind, and a chalice, and yeah. I had an Altame out there too, but I don't know where that went to. Somebody took it. Okay, and see, I have a little skull too. There's one of my skulls. I don't have them all out right now. This is a fox skull. And You probably have heard me, well, my name is Dali Wolf, and so I'm really into werewolves and shape-shifting. So I have some shape-shifting themed pictures on my wall. That's my leather wolf mask that I got. And then I've got like drums on my wall. Lots of drums. And my collection of sharp, pointy things. And my besom. So, yep, that's my Zen room. This is where I come to meditate. Okay, number 4, dream place to live, or what is my dream place to live? Well, I'd like to live in the mountains of Wyoming or Colorado, you know, near a lake. I think that would be really cool. Just somewhere away from civilization, but not too far away that I couldn't like get to a ball like within an hour. Or the other place I'd like to live is on the planet Naboo. Okay, if you could choose one superpower, what would it be? Well, I think I would want laser eyes so that if people cut me off on the freeway, I could like blow out their tires with my laser eyes. And also I think laser eyes would come in handy for welding. Okay, what is my greatest fear? My greatest fear is that Americans are being dumbed down and that very soon a dictator will rise under the guise of being the great protector from terrorists, and that this dictator will use fear to control us and gain complete power over us, and our freedoms will go right out the window. Does that sound familiar? My least favorite food? My least favorite food would be Brussels sprouts. I think Brussels sprouts came directly from the devil. There is nothing good about Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are the nastiest thing ever to be created, and my roommate would say, no, you're wrong, but Brussels sprouts, if I'm anywhere in a room where they're being cooked, I instantly vomit. Okay, if I could go back a year in time and tell myself something, what would I tell myself? Well, I would go back in time and I would give myself the winning Powerball numbers for the $50 million lottery so that I could be rich beyond my wildest dreams. So those are my answers. Those were good questions, and thanks for asking them, and I hope you have a great day.